When the blitz is on, you need to protect your most valuable asset. That's why the NFL looks to Cisco Security, powered by AI, to protect their data from cyber attacks. When the game is on the line, the NFL relies on Cisco.
We're going to go ahead and just start. I'm getting IT is trying to fix something and knock me off. So we're going to start just with the dialogue here. I'll try to get on and moderate in a second. Go ahead, Mike Reese.
Well, just let me just start. Let me just start off real quick. So, obviously we're disappointed. 6 losses in a row, never a good thing. Last night, after the game, I felt like we just went out there and played soft. We're playing soft at the moment, and when I say playing soft, that means stopping the run, being able to run the ball, and being able to cover kicks, which we weren't able to do. Now, in saying that, look, do I think we have the guys in there that can turn this ship around? 100%, but that comes through hard work on the practice field and going out there, just getting better each and every day. Fire away. Mike Reese, or Bob, you're on the screen. You're on my screen.
Bob, you want to lead it or you want me to lead it? Okay.
You lead it, Mike.
Okay. Jerod, from day one with your coaches, you've talked about being demanding without being demeaning.
Yeah.
And I'm curious how much your core belief in that has been shaken just by the way that the team is playing and just what's happening around the team.
That's in my DNA. Once again, like a lot of these things are about relationships and treating people as human beings. So that's in my DNA. That doesn't mean like we're out there, coaching these guys soft. I think the coaches do a good job of coaching them hard. And obviously it would be easy if we were sitting here at 6-1 to continue to have that message. But at 1-6, I guess it's a natural question from you. Should we change up our coaching style? And right now, I just think that we need to continue to work hard and continue to push the players to get the results on the field.
And I had one question on a key point in the game, the second quarter. The second drive the Jaguars had in that quarter, the first 2 plays was a 3-yard run and then the 58-yard pass. That was a big play. It looked to me, and correct me if I'm wrong, you stayed in base. The first down play, they had the 3 tight ends.
Yeah.
And then I think they switched to 2 tight ends, 2 receivers. But I think you stayed in base on the 58-yarder. And I'm just wondering if you were okay with that, not subbing there, if I have it right.
No, I am okay with that. And I would say you can play base to multiple personnel groups, 21, 12, 13. It doesn't matter. The same thing with our sub packages. Now, look, no matter what package is out there with a big play like that, it's down the field. So everyone else really doesn't matter up front. Bob.
Yeah, good morning,
Bob.
Jerod. Good morning. Thanks, Stacey.
Good morning.
I want to ask you, I guess, a question related to what Mike asked first regarding the messaging and the way you handled the team going back to the spring, even with the off-season conditioning, and then you go through OTAs in training camp. There's been such a significant turnover in terms of personnel, guys who weren't with you maybe in the spring or even through training camp. Are you concerned sometimes with the messaging is different, the way it's received with those guys because they haven't invested those hours with you and the staff out on the practice field, in the weight room, et cetera, to really fully buy in, I guess is what I'm asking.
No, it's a good question. Look, we're all continuing to get better, continuing to learn one another. I would say the messaging is the messaging. And, when you hear me say, we played soft, I mean, that's how I feel about it. And it would be easy for me to sit up here and go through injuries and all that stuff, but I mean, that would be pointless. To me, we have to be able to go out there and perform at a high level with the guys that we have.
And a follow-up regarding Drake and you and Elliott, when you met with us in the spring around draft time and talked about meeting him and the things you liked about him, the way he didn't throw teammates under the bus at North Carolina, his toughness, et cetera. Now he's been through 2 games and he's been in some adversity and he's played well for long stretches of those 2 games. What have you seen from him? What have you discovered that's new about Drake May, or maybe pleasantly surprising about your quarterback that you didn't really know when you drafted him?
Well, I would say it's just his overall toughness. Like, he's still out there. He's taking hits and getting back up and still stepping into the pocket. think he's doing a good job. When you talk about progress from game 1 to game 2, no turnovers yesterday, which is headed in the right direction. He's definitely playing at a good level for us.
Thank you.
Thanks, Bob.
We'll go back to Mike Reese. And I'll just ask, guys, raise your hand and turn your screen on if you have questions to ask. It's hard for me to see on this monitor without doing that.
Stacy, I already asked 2, and it looks like you got others lined up. So let me defer to the others for now, if that's okay.
Okay. So guys, go ahead, and if hand is raised, go ahead and ask. I'm disconnected on my end, so sorry about that.
Hey, Jerod, I just want to ask you real quick, what's the balance like for you, just obviously knowing the game and knowing what to do from your playing career, but realizing that guys aren't you and just having to work through that as a coach and how to adjust to that?
Look, that's a good question. What I would say is, these are professional football players in there. This isn't college. My messaging to them is like, this is a job. We play a game, but this is a job, and we all get evaluated on a day-to-day basis, and obviously on game day. And we just have to do better. And whether I don't really use that experience of me being a player. I try to coach everyone in their own unique style, but at the same time, we just got to perform better.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Hey, Jerod. I had a question about kind of the whys of some of the things that you were talking about with the team. You saying they played soft, and also kind of some of the comments afterwards with Kendrick Bourne in particular about maybe guys weren't as engaged as they should be in off the field habits and things of that nature. Why do you feel that there's kind of what appears to be a disconnect between your overall messaging of we need to be a hard, tough football team, engaged, playing for each other, and what seems to be kind of developing on Sundays?
I didn't hear what Kendrick said, but what I will say, I'm not sure if he's talking about some of the off the field issues that have kind of creeped up here the last couple of weeks. Is that what he was talking about?
He was the guy staying up too late, maybe not having the best diet and off field preparation. Wasn't necessarily off the field other aspects.
Yeah, to me, that's part of being a professional. That's part of being a professional. This is your job. And your job's not only inside this building, but also outside this building. Taking care of your body and all that stuff, that's part of it. And that equals longevity in this league. For me, the messaging is we just need to get better. We have to do everything a little bit better. You look at the game yesterday, we started off fast. We talked about starting fast, and then obviously it was disappointing to end the half and really couldn't get things started in the second half. And that just comes through, continue to grind, continue to push through. So, look, you want to get to heaven, you got to go through hell sometimes, and it may feel that way right now, but hopefully we turn this around.
And just in terms of stopping.
Go ahead.
Just in terms of stopping the run, that obviously has been a glaring weakness the last 3 weeks. What do you see there? Is it the defensive line? Is it filling gaps? What's the rationale?
It's the front seven, and we just have to be more disciplined in building a wall and defeating blockers in front of us. It's not. It's easy. Look, it's not the X's and O's. We just have to be where we're supposed to be. Last week it was the big runs that really we talked about taking away those 3 big runs, and it's not a problem. We're not even having this conversation. Yesterday, it was almost like death by 1,000 cuts, where it was 4 yards, 6 yards, 5 yards. And that's tough. That's tough. And I would like to sit here and say, it's this guy, that guy. Like, I'm not going to do that. It's all of us up front.
Thank you.
Okay, next question, Taylor Kyles, followed by Karen Guregian. Taylor? All right, we'll go to Karen Guregian.
Good morning, Jerod.
Good morning, Karen.
When you hear of players speaking out, whether it was Kendrick Bourne or Daniel Aquali this week, Devon Godchow previous weeks, do you see that as a method of self-policing, or is it possible potential to create a divide in the room?
Yeah, I don't think it creates a divide in the room at all. I think just how I use, the media sometimes for messaging, I think some of the players do the same thing. I'm not going to tell them, say this, say that. No, like if that's how you feel, if you feel like you're the best player in the league, then go out and do it. If you feel like you want to challenge your brother beside you, I mean, go out and do it. Just, I think they use it as a tool, to get guys going.
Thanks.
Next question, Dakota Randall.
Jerod, I don't want to read too much into social media, but Jalen posted, then deleted a peace sign emoji on his Instagram story after the game. Some people interpreted that a certain way. I'm just wondering if you spoke to him about that or have any reason to question his commitment to the team after yesterday.
I have not spoken about that, and I don't question his devotion to the team at all.
We'll give Taylor Kyles another opportunity.
Yeah, sorry about that. Thank you for your time, Coach. When it comes to some of the penalties and discipline errors, it seems like a lot of them lately have come from veterans and sometimes captains. So I wonder, as a coach, is it more discouraging when it's your leaders committing some of those errors? And where's the fix when it is, again, the guys that you look to for leadership kind of committing those errors?
Yeah, no matter who it is, whether you're a rookie or a veteran player, like penalties are just unacceptable. And you see what happened yesterday. We jump off sides and then they go for 2 points. It's like we're giving these guys extra opportunities by shooting ourselves in the foot, and that's just not good football.
Thank you.
Thanks.
And we'll finish where we started. Mike Reese.
It's sort of on the same lines as Dakota. KJ Osborne posted something on Instagram, like a text exchange with his agent, and his agent said, we have to figure out this situation, or we'll work to figure out this situation. I guess, what is the situation with him that's going on, I guess?
I'm not sure what the exact situation is. Look, he's probably frustrated because he's not playing as much as he wants to. And, I understand that. If you think you should be out there on the field and not having those opportunities, you will get frustrated. It's a natural human reaction. I would hope that they would keep that stuff in house, and I have that open door policy. If he feels a certain type of way, he always has the ability to speak to me. But that's those guys' freedom of speech. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys. Sorry for the